Thank you very much. I failed to address the issues about three cases, same person, I'm going to spell the last name, O-F, that's comma, 293, 261. All these cases basically are basically very one. Still another pension. Reason to get and again, take by be covered. Access to I might just be a witness that reason alone. Secondly, was going to find as a witness testifying to the fact that so how would you deny my expert witnesses to support my claim of the defendant's misconduct in his failure to provide me with proper dental information.
Well, hello everyone, and we are here on a rare Mandoo live stream, and we're about to watch the parole hearing of a super roach, as they say. But in the meantime, we do hear some background noise, and it's it's time for the cat.
That HOWL2 versus Rose, ROFE, 496, 1990, and state really clearly, it is my privilege, my constitutional right that I've been bargain of this free about for one, during the trial, two, for my right to have under the commissary state that my expert witnesses have a right to be satisfied, as well as my the Brady violation, my discovery was this is a Googling violation about the defendants clearly knew of their misconduct, what they were doing, and they proceeded forward now, and here we are, me now with no dentures, 12 and a half years later, barking up the street, basically disputing with you, Your Honor, about for my constitutional right to be upheld. So therefore, again, I don't believe that I should be held in contempt or arguing with the court as a usual good. For want respect of my constitutional rights, for one, discovery, two, to be brought into court, you took the defendant's word that I threatened him that's under appeal within 4 days, that violate my civil due process right to respond to that. You granted his motion to be on video, but yet though you never even waited for my motion, which I had 30 days to respond to, which you failed to address, and then you marked my motion off. So therefore, again, if the defendant wanted to be on video, that was fine and dandy, but now I've never consented to this video. How am I sent you pictures to the court again, Your Honor? And the broken dentures here, that there's no fact, there's no possible way that you or a jury, which I should have been entitled to, would review these broken dentures. Let's get one thing straight right here, right now, and I'll sum this up. I'm in jail. I have no access to power tools as the defendant claims to cause my own injuries as in special defense, which is attorney claim, and I'm holding them to penalties of perjury, and therefore everybody be sworn in, and that will be, no matter if the attorney general was filing on his behalf, who's going to need clarification with that submitted to the court, who's going to be held accountable for perjury, because the administrator's directory clearly says that when you file a grievance, it goes in front of a grievance board. And I'm going to give you documents to support exactly what I'm stating, that he's answering the grievance that's supposed to be in front of a grievance board, that he's basically manipulating and stopping the actions of my civil rights. How he got with my grievance.
Joy was on. Mr. Rodriguez, you were on. Devon. Can you hear us?
All the other things
Yes, it's on, Mr. I need you to speak up louder, okay?
Can you hear over the noise in the other room?
I
Here, want to see someone hearing them.
We're hearing both. Okay, so we're gonna need you to talk a little louder for us so we can hear you, okay? Sorry about that. We have no control over the noise. We just need to hear you.
Can they ask them to be a little quieter in the
They're in
other room?
another hearing.
Still talking today.
Okay.
It's a hearing that we're. Yeah.
I'm asking you.
Is the officers right outside your door?
Oversee my facility where I.
Can you tell them that we can hear them talking?
It's a hearing going on.
Yeah.
So see, that I'm trying to have his bar like I mean.
Whoops, I'm
That's what I
on
could
kidding.
do. Oh, the reason why it's not being resolved.
Hello?
Yeah, she's here.
This is the funniest
Yeah,
part.
there's nothing I can do about that. I can increase the volume. That's all I can do for you.
And that makes no sense.
This is volume.
Oh, man.
Hi, did you guys just heard what I said? You're muted.
What's up, Justice? Justice Mama.
Can you decrease the volume in the other room of the hearing?
I did that already. There's
You
nothing
did that
I can
already?
do. There's nothing I can do about that.
Just one more thing, either you can have.
Right.
I'm gonna try to,
We'll make do.
That's
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna try to tell the inmate to tone down his voice again.
Yes.
That would help. Thank you.
All right.
Yes. It's unusually loud.
Yeah.
It always sounds like the same person yelling, doesn't it?
Like
Like whenever we hear someone yelling, it's
expert witness, you testify to support my claim of my affidavit.
what's up, everyone? The hearing's about to start, and it's a doozy. We're gonna see 3 hearings tonight, 3 Connecticut hearings. We're doing a live stream. We know we don't do live streams very often. What's up, Carol Dew? Good to see you. Joanna, Candy, Tree, Oist here.
Before you start, can you dig in?
Do you solemnly swear to affirm the case may be the evidence you shall give concerning this
The look on this guy's face when you see,
I do.
yeah, when you see what this guy's in for, it's worth it. Just to I love the cat too, Donna.
06, 08.
You're a tree and I am Groot, Tree. I am Groot.
Okay, the facts to my affidavit that I submitted to this court, basically supporting that my dentures had broke due to the defendant's gross negligence of grinding him down with his power tool in his dental office. So therefore, again, I'm going to address the issue in a minute about it. He expressed the defense stating that one had caused my own injuries and I had an injunction. He said it was only a cosmetic issue, which it wasn't. It was a violation of my liberty right of my medical needs to eat food in a proper manner. One, not just jeopardizing the bone in my mouth. 2, but jeopardizing my intestines about trying to, basically regurgitate food that is not properly chewed like a normal person would have. So therefore, again, you have the dentures and the pictures, which we're going to go over the exhibit. So if I can start really clearly
What
with
is he
the exhibit list,
saying?
so everybody can pull that up and we can address that issue. So we have exhibit 1, inmates request 1217.
Is he like trying to sue the prison for power tool breaking his dentures? I think that's what it is.
Map it on.
It's so insane.
That would have been way back when I filed this claim, and I believe what is it? This case started in 2018, so this was around that same date.
Good morning, my name is Parole Officer Smelly. Today's Wednesday, October
Smelly.
23rd, 2024. This is a hearing of the Connecticut Board of Pardons and Parole. Following board members are present this morning by stating their names on the record, certify they have reviewed all statutorily required documents and available pertinent information in preparation of the hearing.
Good morning, Deborah Smith Palmieri.
Good morning, Joy Chance.
Nancy Turner.
Please state your name and inmate number for the record, sir.
And
My name is Moses Martinez.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Gary Rodriguez.
on page 3, that an inmate or indentured for any medical need will be seen in resolved
Mr. Martinez.
as an emergency.
Martinez.
Yes.
Now,
It is in evidence. It's part of my, it's exhibit 1 through 17.
Right.
So can I have one
Okay.
marked as a full exhibit for the court?
please state your name and number for the record again, sir.
My name is Moses Martinez, 258-180.
These
This
are.
hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Moses Martinez, 258180. He is serving a sentence of 15 years, execution suspended after 5 years, with 5 years probation to follow for sex assault 2, illegal sexual contact with the victim under the age of 16. As of today, records reflect the parole eligibility date of January 14, 2025 at 50%. There's no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan.
Where on
A
exhibit,
review of the plan shows he has completed a short-term,
inmate
short-track sex offender program, and he's currently enrolled in school, utilizing the statewide collaborative
administrator's right
evaluation scores
he brought up.
on the SRT falls within the high range of risk for recidivism for this individual. Utilizing the static 99R, the offender overall score for sexual offense recidivism falls within the low range for this individual. Mr. Martinez, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin, sir.
Can we just stop for one quick second? Did you say 5 years probation? Because I have 10 years.
10 years probation, 5 years to serve.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. I misheard it the other way.
Yes.
Sorry.
The
Thank you.
background.
Sorry about that, Mr. Martinez. I just wanted to get a clarification. So you can provide your opening statement now.
Okay, since I've been incarcerated since September 30, I got sentenced in 2022. And been here, I've been trying to do the best not to come out the same way, that the same mentality I came in as going to school. I finished my program and still enrolling in school. And hopefully that those programs that I did, the program, it did help me a lot by opening my mind. My mistake that I did, because I will accept the mistake, I will not deny it. And not only that, I destroyed people's mind and heart, especially to the victim. I do realize that I was wrong for that, and that will never look back, and under the alcohol, sometimes anybody will do anything. And since 2019, I haven't been in alcohol or nothing, and no drugs. But no matter what, by my mistake, it's not only me being in jail, it's putting my mom in jail, my kids, my fiance, the victim I hurt, and I do realize that I was wrong. And by doing the program I did, it helped me so much. I realized how much kids is in this world, and they gold, for other people.
That's why I'm asking.
And
So you're free to.
like I told the teacher too, now I'm doing good here. When I come back out, I want to reopen the garage. I want to keep doing my mechanic. And I want to really, 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 really not only help myself, help those people that hurt, because I was very wrong, and I feel, and excuse my language, but I do feel disgusting for all this time even being here for this. It's like, this is not me. This is 100% not me. And I got too much things that I could have been doing instead of being here and incarcerated.
So why
and wasting my time and some mistake that I could avoid it. And me as a man, I don't want to be saying, no, it's not my fault. No. I take all full responsibility for this thing that it did happen. I hurt the victim, hurt my family too. And I'm thinking when I come home, how my own kids can I look up to me?
Well, I'd like to hear that.
I feel disgusting,
I don't accept it.
I got so much to do when I come home that it's like my pocket's so full, it got to keep falling off. The things I want to do, go to the auction, make better the mistake I did, try to fix it. But if I can't fix it. Sometimes you can fix the mistake, but by changing your life, doing something else. you know, but y'all will never see me here again. That's something that I'll make sure. It's not like other people I heard it 1,000 times. Oh, no, I won't. No, no, no. I know who I am. You know, I know the person I am. I accept my mistake. And that mistake will never look back. And about any program y'all want to give me, alcohol, whatever, I'll take it. Even though I will never look back, but I'll take it from the first to the end. It's like, it hurts, you know, go out there and the kids gotta look at you, your own kids, they all over 18, all of them, and be like, Dad, you went to jail for this? It hurt me so much, you know, think about it every day, every night I'm here. It's like, this is not me. It's not 100%. You know, it's something that I talked to my mom already. I talked to my fiance, my kids, and anything. They were like, we got a lot to do. And I said, yes, the 2 years I'm in here, it's like I lost 200 years, in other words, because I'm always with them. I'm always doing the best. I actually listen to other people telling me, stop drinking, don't do this, don't do that. Even though I was doing it little by little, like once in a blue, but that once in a blue can get you in jail forever. You know, it's not good. Alcohol is not good.
Okay. All right, Mr. Martinez, thank you for your opening comments. We're going to be asking you some questions, and at the end of our questioning, we'll deliberate and give you our decision today. Okay, I'm going to begin with the questions. So I'm going to open this up by just saying that, you know, part of being suitable for parole is showing offender change. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to admit what you've done, but you have to recognize what you've done or what that has placed you incarcerated, right? What you've done to improve yourself. So, you know, you've had no disciplinary reports, which is positive. You've done the short-term sex offender treatment program. You're bettering yourself with going to school. You have a solid release plan to release, live with your mother. It looks like you're hoping to get your job back at Pep Boys. All right. Those are all very positive things. So what I'm concerned about after listening to your opening statement is there's a lot of contradiction between what you said today and what's reported to us through the interview with the parole officer, the sex offender treatment evaluation, and the summary of treatment. I have a note, I made some notes that said you denied committing the offense in the police report, in the sex offender treatment evaluation, and all throughout treatment. With my document, you know, and now you're before us today saying that I did it, I feel disgusted, it's terrible. So I'm not really sure what has changed. You know, are you just hoping to tell us what we'd like to hear?
Does not say anywhere in the administrative directory that I have to wait 5 years, which I'm going to go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No, I want to take over you.
Yeah, so I'd like you to explain that a little bit, because you did the short-term sex offender treatment program. That was roughly 6 weeks, 16 weeks. And the summary of it, you know, still says that you deny committing the offense. So to go through all those weeks of treatment, you know, standing by your conviction that you did not commit this offense, and then to come before the board and now say that you did. I'm just not sure what we're looking at.
I really don't want to say what you want to hear. I really want to say what makes it out of the heart, and it didn't happen. By me saying that, not her, not saying not really, it's because when I was under alcohol, anything could happen. And the next day you'd be like, oh, no, it didn't happen. No, don't be nice to the truth. It was under alcohol. The alcohol could do whatever it could take you and your mind, take over you and anything. But when I did told her, I'm like, it's not that denying it. It's like, this is not me. I would never do something like that. But I did, in other words, I recognize the mistakes and I recognize any charges I have. I do recognize 100%.
Okay. So let me just make sure.
Hey, just want to give thank you so much, CWS, for the 10 memberships, and thank you, Donna, for the super sticker. Remember, we're going to watch 3 parole hearings today, so we're starting with this Roach first, and then we'll move on to the others. But thank you so much. It means a lot to me, your support.
I have an understanding.
That's great.
I'm hearing you say you were under the influence of alcohol, and this happened while you were under the influence of alcohol, and when you were drinking, anything could happen.
Yeah, like, I don't know, really, because I don't drink too much. Like, I see with my eyes, not me, like me personal, but other things that I seen out there. I could sit down and be like, when I used to tell my fiance, look at him. Wow, he drinks, he don't care, he breaks glass, he pee in the building, he do this. That's what, in other words, I'm saying, wow, what is alcohol could do to a person? You can lose your freedom, you can lose your wife, your kids, your dignity, your respect by alcohol. And I said, it's not about denying. It's like, that's not me. That's not a person that if I'm not drinking, this is me right now. You see? And I've been like this since like 2019. And I feel way 100% healthy, mentally healthy, inside of me healthy. Oh, excuse me.
Hi, I'm gonna try to mute it and unmute it to see if the back feed would be a little bit better for you guys. It's just getting louder and louder next door.
Okay, well, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
I gotta tell you, this CEO, let me try to mute it and unmute it and see if it's gonna get better. How insane is that? I'm not but that's worse than the tech support you get. Did you try to unplug it? See, at least unplugging it and plugging it back in could theoretically sometimes work, like for whatever reason, but muting it and unmuting, how is that going to change anything? I mean, seriously, I need to ask, welcome Zippity Zappity to the membership. Yes, hello everyone. We are on a live stream, and this is, I mean, I guess give her A+ for trying. I don't know. When I saw this, let me mute it, unmute it. What is up with that? Okay. I won't interrupt a lot. I know that we're not real Zam TV. I mean, yeah, you can join as a member. You can be a Mandalorian. One of our beautiful mods, Carol Do or Christina Do, might be able to walk you into them. Let's go back into the hearing.
That would be an exhibit 1 through 7.
Oh, there's the mute. Let's see if it works.
Is that better?
Is
that better?
Not really. I think it is what it
My
is.
apologies.
Yeah, it is. It's okay. It's all right.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
So, Mr. Martinez,
17, and
I mean, I understand what you're saying. It's just, it's difficult to appreciate how you continually denied the offense, including during treatment. That's usually where people sort of come to come to understand what they've done. They are in a situation, and it's an easier place to admit, but you still didn't do that. So I guess what I'm reading is that you've identified alcohol as an external risk factor.
Excuse me.
Yeah, okay, well, that's much better. And what did you recognize as cognitive distortions? I know you know that phrase. You talk about it quite a bit in treatment.
When I was in treatment, and the lady spoke to me to the end, and she says, I said, I didn't recognize the things that people do, and myself too, until I did a program. And that opened my heart and my mind so much when I did that program that I even told her, I think thanks, for the program. I apologize and everything. And I forgot her name. The lady who was giving us the program, she says, wow, you talks a lot. I said, because I'm trying to let go of everything I got inside of me, And she said, wow, you're the most one that, he writes in the books and everything. And like I do, I have always like a notebook, and I got things I want to do in the future, things I want to do for me to go forward, things that And like I did before AA, is recognize yourself, you know. Well, how you gonna recognize yourself if you don't got no help? How you gonna recognize yourself if you don't know? It's like saying doing a test for social study. You ain't got no nothing unless you study for it. That's what I did when I did that program. I studied and said, no, that was me. Wow, I can't believe this. I do accept it, you know. And what I was trying to tell them was like, it is disgusting 100%. But me going through the program, I recognize 100% more than that. Even spoke to the guy that he was in the parole like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's Mike or something. And I was trying to say, I feel disgusting for that. Like, I feel embarrassed, you know, as a man, as who I am. I got kids. I got a granddaughter now. She's 2 years old. I haven't seen her. And it's you know,
so Mr. Martinez, I appreciate you telling us, explaining your feelings, and now it seems that you've had this understanding or appreciation that you were using alcohol and you sexually assaulted the victim. There's allegations of text messaging that you denied during the pre-sentence report. There's definitely an indication of substance abuse with alcohol, that you use, you can't stop once you start using. How do you think you've changed?
First, I changed in my mind and my heart and the way I am and the way that the same speech that I was doing before, even before, this would have been reported, I was already trying to change my way I was. But when I came here, and I'm not like you, I've never done a program like that. Like they call it mental health, but that's a sexual assault program. Not only that, it changed me the way I think, the way I speak, the way I feel. Like I gotta appreciate my people, my friends, my family. The positive, like saying, if you give me an advice, I'm gonna take it more than you give me the advice. I'm gonna go for the advice. I'm not even just gonna hear it. I'm gonna go for it. And that's how I was telling my daughters. That's how I feel.
First, I changed my shirt than my socks. Thank you, Jay Dean, for the $5 super. So good to see you here at Alive. I mean, do you guys think that they're going to parole him? We're heading up there, and let me know what you think. Let me put in. Let me see. Can I do a poll here? I don't know. Let me see if I can figure out how to do a poll, but we'll jump back in.
Sometimes, like, even my wife, when she used to come and visit me, I said, I feel disgusting. Like, doing this program, she said, how is it? I said, I'm not like you. We wake you up like this. Wake up. Because you could do even life in jail. That's a life, no matter what. That's losing your dignity, your respect, your walk like as a man. They will not look at you as a man. They will look at you like a garbage. I'm not that kind of person.
Okay. And so
I don't know why.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And many individuals that have charged for sexual assault, they also have those feelings. You haven't taken a substance abuse treatment program, right? You have not taken a TIER program. Yet, alcohol seems, according to you, is the underlying factor with these offenses. I do appreciate that you did fit, as I said earlier, that you finished the sex offender treatment program. There's an indication that you sought extra help because you were struggling with, the fact that you didn't think you committed this offense. So I appreciate the fact that you were trying to dig a little deeper, figure out what was going on with you, and that you're going to school. I think for today, though, if we're going to be talking about alcohol as a catalyst for this behavior, you need to have completed some sort of addiction services program for us to go any further with the interview.
Since 2019, I haven't even touched no alcohol. My father died. My father died in 2019, July 28th. That was the last day I said, I will never look back for no alcohol. Doesn't matter doing the program or not doing it, I'm not looking back. I haven't touched alcohol, no drugs, none of that since 2019. And I'm like, I told my wife,
I hear you, that I hear that you're committed to your sobriety. And I think that's very important, considering that alcohol, according to you, is the reason that this offense occurred. And I appreciate that you've been sober now for quite a while. But I do think that if that's sort of the underlying factor here, that without any services to address your substance abuse, there continues to be a risk in the community.
My dentures and denied me of my new dentures, which is
so you score out of a 3, which is a middle of the road in terms of treatment. So certainly treatment appears to be necessary.
The grievance panel document that he has no access to me.
So I have no other questions. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Ms. Turner?
For a grievance panel. So therefore, again.
So, Mr. Martinez, I just want to be clear with you. When you talk about this as a mistake, this went on for over a year and a half. You're sexually offending against your stepdaughter. It was over a period of a year and a half.
I don't know how he got a hold of it.
So, mistake really doesn't accurately reflect what was happening. This was a choice you made, whether you were under the influence or not, to seek out, isolate, and violate your stepdaughter for your own sexual gratification. So, I would encourage you to stop referring to it as a mistake. This was a
I
crime.
had to go through the process of the administrative directory. When this defendant denied
Did you hear me?
Yes, that again, I'm sorry.
Breaking my denture.
You need me to say that
I
again?
had to go through a process.
No, I heard everything, but the last part.
Okay. I would encourage you to stop referring to this as a mistake. It was a crime. You chose to repeatedly violate your stepdaughter over a period of a year and a half.
Ruling on it, which he has no right to do so because he is a defendant. So how is it like, just to give you a scenario, Your Honor, if this was a court of law.
Your fiance, you've been together 12 years?
Almost 12, yes.
Were you living together?
Yes.
Panel, he's ruling on.
Is the victim her daughter?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's like him sitting as the judge today's hearing and him denying all this, but he's not the judge. The
And you're
grievance panel
still
was
with
he brought
the
him to
fiance?
sign his name on the bottom of a grievance form that I'm asking you to look at.
Yes.
That we would submit into evidence as a full exhibit where he fraudulently signed his name on the grievance form where he was.
Do you have any idea of the ways the victim was harmed by your crime?
That was in front of a panel, just like we're in front of a panel of a judge.
How is the victim harmed?
Now we're moving up to where I filed.
The victim you said, ma'am?
I
Yes.
filed instruction order.
How was she impacted?
5/12/2021.
Imagine, like
The
her
court denied it because the defendant.
Mentally-
was to strike.
mentally abused and her heart, it's,
2018, that
it was bad.
it's only a cosmetic.
Yeah, emotionally, you were in a trusting, caretaking role in her life and you betrayed her. So she probably has trouble trusting men.
That is the fact. I'm trying
took
to.
her
get the court
virginity?
out to-
Because you started violating her when
Correct.
she was
So
14.
now I'm reaching out to the court now.
I do understand, ma'am.
Did you use protection?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you want to hear facts, so I'm trying to walk you through this, but I really keep getting up interrupted.
There's,
So again, I tried to get the court to intervene.
There were occasions where you bribed this child with buying her clothing. If she would, after you violated, you bought her clothing.
don't
You
remember,
don't
I was
remember?
drinking.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's okay. I want you to understand what we
Yes. I understand.
understand your crimes to be. So you were engaging in grooming activity. You were in a trusting role, and then you bribed her with clothing in order to have violate her.
I broke my dentures.
Okay, and there was force used.
Special defense.
You used force against her to
to my proof. Then he states really clearly that
rape her.
Mr. Stanley his own
Right.
reckless, intentionally misconduct broke my own dentures.
believe, sir, you have a lot of work ahead of you. You've never done drug treatment in the community, correct?
I'm willing to do whatever you give me. I'll do.
Well, you still have programs on your OAP. You've got voices, you have addiction services. And I encourage you to continue on your efforts to obtain your GED. Thank you, Madam Chair. I have no more questions.
Thank you.
Ms.
James?
So for me, Madam Chair, it's just pretty straightforward. Mr. Martinez committed a serious offense against young girls. And he completed the short-term sex offender program. Still here denied. Originally said he doesn't know why, but believe it was due to alcohol that played a role.
And he starts grinding him up with a Dremel tool.
He hasn't completed a tier program.
Hold him up to the light where you can
So
live.
for me, it's denied because
So you don't have any questions for him?
No, they're much better
right.
now. They're
So,
not-
Mr. Martinez, we're going to deliberate about your case now. We asked all our questions,
By eating a peanut butter sandwich.
and we'll give you our answer in a few minutes. I think we're all in agreement that he's not suitable for parole
At
today.
this time.
Is there any interest or thoughts about bringing him back for a rehear in a year, having him complete the Voices program, do an addiction services program?
And that would still afford him 2 years of discretionary parole.
Yes, there's still a
So,
ways to go.
I suppose I'd be willing.
Of course, appreciating that does not bind the next panel to his release.
Right. So, October 2025, recommendations of Voices, addiction services,
Continue in school
continue in school. no
and a
DRs.
fatherhood program. might
Oh,
be
that'd be
appropriate
okay
for
for
him.
fatherhood. Recommend that. And I had nature and circumstance, inadequate evidence of offender change, and inadequate institutional program participation.
Yep.
Anything else? And nature, did I say nature and circumstance? All right. So in the matter of Moses Martinez, 258-180, there's a motion to deny parole and rehear the case in October 2025 with recommendations of continuing to take the programs noted on his OAP, Voices, Addiction Services, volunteer if he can to take a fatherhood program, no DRs, and reasons for denial are nature and circumstance of the current offense, inadequate evidence of offender change, and inadequate institutional program participation. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, Mr. Martinez, we all believe you have a little bit more work to do and that addiction services and Voices will make you that much more suitable for an early release to the community. Oh, we can't hear you.
Can you call the officer and we can't hear you?
Somehow it got muted.
Call the officer. Thank you.
Great.
You know who did get muted is the person in the other room, right? So he'll be back in October and we'll play it. Make sure to check out the Return of playlist. That's where we
Signed by the defendant.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
So he didn't-
Yes.
We can hear you now.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Martinez, did you hear the reasons for denial and what we'd like you to do?
Yes, ma'am. I could have been doing the program out there. I wanted to do whatever.
Well, you'll probably need to do programs in the community anyways, because that will support your success in the community. But in order to address risk factors and make you suitable, we'd like to see you do the Voices program and addiction services at the very least.
All right. Is that 8-8?
No, that's like one of the tier 2 program or the tier 4 program.
That was the person that said, I broke my
Okay.
own neck.
And maybe go to AA and NA if it's available, because that's certainly available to you in the community. All
Accountable for
right, good luck.
The court came back.
This concludes the hearing for Moses Martinez, 258-180. You'll receive all this in writing, so you'll see it, okay? You'll have a 3-year date in October of 2025. Okay?
So, they're gonna give me another hearing for October 25.
Correct. The board is gonna rehear you then in October of 2025 with the hopes of the completion of the programs they recommended. Okay?
And tier 1 or tier 2, right?
You will get it in writing. She said voices, voluntarily take fatherhood, and addiction services program like tier 2 or tier 4, but you'll also receive this in writing.
Right, and then we'll see you back here. So you'll have another hearing.
You have another shot next year. Okay? Good luck to you, sir. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
Of DOC, I think. So I tried to reach out to the board again for getting the drugs in order.
So again, this hearing took place 10/23/2024. He's going to have another hearing in about 4 months from now.
I'd like to enter that.
I gotta shut this guy up for a second. The background noise. He's like, the guy's yelling about dentures. I couldn't, in the background, dentures. Shut up. The insanity really of this when you just think about it. So I'll read to you what Sir Richard pulled on this. This was before Lady Holly was doing research. So this is December 18th, 2020. A local man was in custody Friday after police said he allegedly essayed a 16-year-old girl during a 2-year time period. He was 39 at the time he was charged with second-degree essay and risk of injury to the child. Police said in November they received a complaint from a relative of the girl reporting the girl had been essayed by a family friend. During an interview at the Center of Family Justice, police said the teenager disclosed that when she was 14, she became estranged from her parents and asked Martinez if she could come live with him and his fiance. Right? He has a fiance for the past 12 years. Police said Martinez agreed, but allegedly only on condition that the girl would have sex with him. The victim said Martinez allegedly would SA her in his home 2 or 3 times per week. She recently told a relative what Martinez had allegedly been doing, and the relative called the police. So, from 14 to 16, 2 to 3 times a week. And what does he get? He gets a 5-year sentence. He's sentenced September 30th, 2022. No matter what he's getting out, 7/15/2027. And if he takes his programs and doesn't flunk, he's going to get out in 2 or 3 months in November when he comes back up, or late October for parole. And we'll share that hearing with you. That's in the Return of playlist, so make sure to keep tabs on the Return of playlist. That's where we play these other hearings. And look, I don't know.
But of course, the state's going to object, and that would be to do with my pictures that I have.
On this one.
I'm just saying, 1 through 17, I have a
Like a search
doctor's statement of DOC, Exhibit 2. The doctor says clearly, due to this gross negligence of being with no top bone of each 12.5 years, Mr. Snake top bone has now
Again, thank you, CWS, for the 10 memberships. Welcome, Zippity and JD,
no
for
palate
5 euros.
put against it.
Euro's worth a
So
lot more than
therefore,
the
again,
USD
I
now.
received new dentures from another jail after I got out of this painful process of this defendant in this jail, where
Yeah.
I'm now back at, and so
So
with
here's-
this day.
Here's our print
Therefore,
right here.
Sir, hi, how are you? Can you,
Why I was never given dentures, because he
What's your name, sir?
all my requests, and he's objecting to enter.
Kaminsky, can you tell the officer to send Bamford
Oh,
in
it's
for us,
pounds.
please?
Right, Jadine.
God. Later, and until I
UK.
got another.
That's what
Euro.
they're not yet. Let them check, but we can check,
Okay,
because I think they only hold one at a time down there.
all right, it's not.
The titles to the offenses to be fixed within 72 hours. The only
Yeah.
thing that.
What do you guys think is talking about next year? I think it's something about.
Oh, the one
That I caused my own negligence.
All right, can you give me about 2 minutes? I just gotta get this inmate from down there.
The only thing about 5 years is where
Yes, ma'am.
that has nothing to do with strictly broken dentures, that he basically caused the broken. It's like having a flat tire. He was seen put the nail in the tire, so he needs to, that tire to fix it. He is the problem of this case today. He needs to be held accountable the
No,
DOT
they can't be
administrator
paper
directly,
then.
as well as his project was
See, they
signing
have the sound
a administrative directory grievance form on the bottom when he's not even in a grievance panel. So therefore, again, the question will be when he stands under oath, which you're denying me my due process civil right to cross-examine expert witness stating really clearly, is he part of the grievance panel? And basically he is not, which we're asking that stay on the record. Two, how is he signing a grievance form when he's not part of the grievance panel? And where does he have the authority to deny me saying 5 years to wait for a
This guy
venture that he wrote to
talking,
be sick, when clearly
he never takes
Administrative
breath.
8.4 says within 72 hours it will fix or replace them
It's
an
incredible.
emergency medical issue.
Can
All
anyone
these
talk that
requests
long without taking a
endlessly
breath?
all go
I don't
back
even
to
think. I wonder if there's
him
someone actually
saying, oh,
listening
it's
on the
not a
other
medical
line.
issue, no, it's a cosmetic issue, this and that. Where we have now with the other pictures that were in the report, I bring both pictures which excuse me off camera for 1 second, which I'm going to ask
Tree,
them
you're
to
funny.
show you, because I know you can still hear me, but the pictures do not really show the captain safety unit. So, you like, don't, not asking to enter him as evidence, Your Honor. So again, can I still proceed to tell my story? So I had Captain Stanley, no reference, not related to me. Captain Stanley, same last name, came to the unit and took pictures, which we have in my gift list in the state ad. So basically, I'm just showing you, Your Honor, what a denture looks like. If I could get your attention to look at me.
He's actually talking to a
This would be the
judge.
top one.
Is a judge being forced to listen to this? Oh, thank God it was put on mute. Yeah. Anyone else have any idea what's going on? I can't. This is the circus of Connecticut. And how crazy is this? What they tell the Chomo to take parenting programs. I can't stand when they do that. It's just insane. It's like, really? The last
Hi, who would you like to see next?
Kaminsky or Mr. Rodriguez, whoever you have
Either
available.
or? All right, thank
Either
you.
or.
Yeah, me too. I'm curious what he looks like.
No, I don't have none here. I'm gonna get you some.
Okay.
That hallway, oh, here we go. Here's Kaczynski. Maybe Team Bitcoin. Oh, is that the dude who just walked past there? This guy looks scary. Whoop, let's zoom in. I mean, imagine being his bunkie, his celly. Like, here's your new celly. I mean, wow. That's nightmare fuel. That is nightmare fuel. Why it looks like he has not slept and he's like tap. Ooh. He just got ooh, it's scary. Look at him tapping his finger like that. And it just I don't think he blinks. Has he blinked yet?
Hi, Mr. Kaminsky.
Hi.
Good morning. We're about to start, okay?
Hi.
No. Oh, he blinked. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Smelly. Today is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024, and this is the hearing of Connecticut Board of Pardons and Parole. Following board members are present this morning and by stating their names on the record, certify they have reviewed all statutorily required documents and available pertinent information in preparation of this hearing.
Good morning, Deborah Smith Palmieri.
Good morning, Joy Chance.
Nancy Turner.
Please state your name and inmate number for the record, sir.
Ryan Kaminsky, 322347.
Oh, it is the
This hearing is
Unabomber.
being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Ryan Kaminsky, 322347. He is serving a sentence of 15 years, execution suspended after 5.5 years jail with 5 years probation to follow for 2 counts of burglary third, larceny first, criminal possession of a firearm ammo defense weapon, criminal mischief third, stealing a firearm. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of March 9th, 2025 at 50%. There is no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan. A review of the plan shows he has not completed any programs to date, utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system scores. The SRT falls within the high range of risk for recidivism. Mr. Kaminsky, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. Again, sir.
Yeah,
So, Mr. Kaminsky, do you have any comments on why you think you're suitable for parole today?
yes, I feel I'm, eligible for parole. I attend AA meetings and stuff like that, and, I go to them weekly, every week and stuff, and I currently still go to them stuff, so I'm working on my addiction issues and stuff like that, and, I feel like, sorry, I had a TBI in 2018, so my memory's not really that good and stuff.
Okay. Would it be helpful if we asked you questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that then? So we're going to take turns asking you questions, and we'll deliberate at the end and give you our decision.
All right.
All right, Ms. Chance will begin with our questioning this morning.
Hey, Mr. Kaminsky. So one of the things that we're supposed to do is determine whether, based on you have completed the appropriate programs, if you have benefited from the programs. So on your OAP, you had addiction services,
Yeah.
and a job. And so far, you're attending weekly AA meetings.
Yes.
However, you have received so many tickets.
Yeah.
That's related to your substance abuse.
Yeah.
That for me, it's very important that you do an addiction services program.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you, I don't feel that you're appropriate to be released today, because addiction is a very important part of who you are, and you haven't been able to address that. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And I know that, from what I read, you want to go to a halfway house. And yes, you have 2 children, they're 15 and 2, and you have a good relationship with them, but not with your mother. I don't know who else you have for support in the community, but for me, it's just important that you lay the foundation of how you're gonna stay sober when you go in the community.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't have any further questions, because for me, I need you to do an addiction services program.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Chance. Mr. Kaminsky, I agree 100% with Ms. Chance. Your whole history involves, is a result of your substance abuse. So until you address that, it's hard to determine your suitability for parole.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Turner?
I agree.
I agree. So seems to me sounds like we might be interested in rehearing Mr. Kaminsky in a year. Yeah, okay. So inadequate evidence of offender change, program participation, poor institutional adjustment. Anything else?
I had an inadequate release plan,
Okay.
so I'd like to see that one stick.
So in the matter of Ryan Kaminsky, 322-347, there's a motion to deny parole and rehear the case in October 2025, recommending that Mr. Kaminsky complete the programs on his OAP, take an addiction services program, and any other program that would be appropriate for him. Not get any more disciplinary reports. And then reasons for denial are poor institutional adjustment, inadequate evidence of offender change, and inadequate institutional program participation, and inadequate release plan. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? So, Mr. Kaminsky, we want you to first and foremost, do an addiction services program. Keep going to AA and NA, not get any more disciplinary reports. And if they offer you any other good programs to take, certainly you should jump on that.
All right.
All
So
right,
who
good
do
luck.
who do I write to about the other programs I got to do here?
Your
You would write to your unit counselor and the program counselors. The program counselors will meet with you and revise your OAP and add the new programs to your OAP, and then they'll take it from there.
All right. So,
Okay.
And then we'll rehear your case in 1 year, October
All right.
2025. Okay.
All right.
All right. Good luck.
All right. Thanks.
This concludes the hearing for Ryan Kaminsky, 322-347.
Yeah, I agree that he looks more like a chomo, and it was interesting. He doesn't have the jacket full of crimes that you'd think. Now, we are. He's stuck. He's let me out. We are going to play his return hearing when it comes up in October, which is, gosh, time moves quickly. That's going to be in like less than 3 months from now. So make sure to check out the return of playlist. We're going to connect the dots on both the prior hearings. So we'll see if they made it. Because again, remember, this hearing took place October 23, 2024. I'm only showing it to you 7/25, and they're coming up October 2025. So we'll play them for you. Thank you, Paradigm. You might need more programs. We do have another hearing starting, and I'm happy to tell you the guy with the dentures is not talking anymore. Who here has a no parole for Tate hat? I think it's the best. The shirt is my favorite. Oh, at this time I do want to make a program announcement. I don't know if you guys know this, but there is a Twitter account, and also it has a website called ctpolicelive.com. So he is a dude out of the state of Connecticut that reached out to me, and has been helping.
Rodriguez.
He wrote code for us for free. It didn't charge a penny, and it helps me with the recording process. Really cool. Now he has a scanner, a police scanner. He's really into police scanners things. So he has a free police scanner. You can check out his website. I'll drop it in the link, and also check out his Twitter. It's X. Let me drop in the link too, and maybe I can show it. But he's such a help to me, to the channel personally, and also he's got like really cool stuff. He's everything Connecticut. He's like the news source for everything Connecticut. Let me see if I can pull it up here. CT Live. Let me drop it in the chat. Oh, Elix. Thank you so much for the 10 memberships. So happy that you made it in for the live. Elix is such a massive supporter of the channel in every which way. Elix, I have the shirt and the hat and love both of them. Christina do as well. So I just dropped the link to his X channel. Go give him a follow, and if you can write him, he's got 13,500 followers. Write him and let him know Mandoo sent you. That would mean a lot to me, because he is just a huge help to the channel. He literally wrote code. Like he's a smart dude that helps me make sure that we never miss a hearing. So saves a lot of manual time. And this channel really is made up from a lot, like the community, people who just volunteer. Of course, we have our beautiful mods, Christina do, Carol do, Jesse do, Jam do, and we have Sir Richard and Lady Holly that make the insane spreadsheets. I'll always give a share. Let me share this spreadsheet while we're at it. As you can even see, Lady Holly, her little emoji, look at her. She's right here, probably doing something. That's her emoji. It says she's live. She's in Australia. And as you can see, look how many hearings I need to cover. The green highlight is what I've covered, and anything that's not green means we still got to do it. And this is just 1/4 of 2024, one tab, right? There's just, it's limitless. I mean, it really is limitless what needs to be covered. And let me see. Oh, Jesse Do entered the chat. What's up? Yeah, buddy. And thank you, Donna, for doing that. How are your hats sized? So I don't, everything it's done through, like, it's done through, I don't know how it's sized. There's a thingy in the back, so it's flexible. You can size it like with this. Da, 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 da. Wait, so you say programs on purpose the way you say it drives me nuts. Well, yes, 911, I do say programs. It's the Louisiana thing. Oh, we got Biggin Raiders in the house. What's up? Me and Blocks, Biggin Raiders, my favorite. Hello, Tammy. Crazy Cat Meow. Always good to see my crazy cat. My Koso, I know you're OG. What's up, Phyllis? All right. I love my Biggin Raiders. Biggin is, for those of y'all who don't know, Biggin is, I think, one of the sweetest, most authentic people that you can meet. And I'll share a story with you about it. So when I first opened up the Mandoo channel, Biggin had his channel for already maybe 6 months, a year. Oh my gosh, Elix with another 20 memberships. Thank you so much. Elix is amazing. You know, Elix is an OG also at this channel. Actually, on this channel, she doesn't have her own emoji, but on Mandy channel one she does. So let me continue with the story. So Biggin reached out to me when I first started my channel, and so I don't know. I'm like probably under 1,000 subs at the time. Maybe he's at like the 10,000 mark. And he reached out and he just said, Mandoo, let me give you all the things that I wish someone had told me when I started YouTube. And he broke down the rules, which I follow to this day. His advice was spot on. And he did this just because he cared. There's no benefit for him. You could tell, he just truly cared. And when I was going through my copyright thing, he'd reach out, Mandoo, how are you doing? And he writes me. It's just, I mean, this is what makes the world go round. And I'm forever indebted and grateful to him and the community that you guys have grown together. Thank you for the Biggin raids. I always love it. It means a lot. It really does. And so there's that before we all cry. If you're not subbed to Biggin, please go check him out. If I don't know, Mod, could you drop his channel and let's run a poll. Let's run a poll. Are you subbed to Biggin? And I'll say, okay. Biggin Reader, who is Biggin? Yep. Yes, and I've seen his son. I've seen Biggin's son on his live stream. It's very cute. I know that he's a good wrestler. Biggin likes to go whenever Biggin's super consistent, and he only misses a stream, I think, when he's going to see his son wrestle. So yeah, got a member Biggin here. So we're gonna go jump into another hearing, y'all. So let's go jump in and watch this hearing. Thank you again, Alex, for the 30 memberships. And we also have 10 memberships gifted from CWS. We have Jay Dean with the 5 and Zippity who had joined as members. So thank you so much for the support. All right, let's go jump in.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Well, thank you, sir. About to start, okay? Sure.
Look at the tattoo on his arm. Do you see that on his right arm?
Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Smelly. Today's Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024, and this is a hearing of the Connecticut Board of Pardons and Parole. The following board members are present this morning and by stating their names on the record, certify they have reviewed all statutorily required documents and available pertinent information in preparation of this hearing.
Good morning, Deborah Smith Palmieri.
Good morning, Joy Chance.
Nancy Turner, good morning.
Please state your name and inmate number for the record, sir.
Good morning. My name is Gary Rodriguez, 378-746.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Gary Rodriguez, 378-746. He is serving a sentence of 7 years for violation of probation with underlying sales of controlled substance, 4 counts of criminal possession of a firearm, electric defense weapon, sale of hallucinogen narcotics, threatening, carrying a weapon in a motor vehicle, a VOP, violation of probation with the underlying possession of hallucinogens, 40 ounces marijuana, and interfering with an officer, and another underlying offense for a violation of probation, violation of protective order, 2 counts of violation of probation with underlying assault third, and with another violation of probation with interfere with an officer. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of November 11th, 2022 at 50%. There's no victim input in this case. There's an offender accountability plan for the offender. It has been reviewed and shows the offender has completed the following programs: anger management since its last hearing, utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, offender overall score for the SRT within the very high range of risk for recidivism. Mr. Rodriguez, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole.
I mean, honestly, I feel horrible that my life has turned out the way it has. I sat back, and this last program that I took, the anger management, was kind of an eye-opener, and it showed me that there's a lot I need to learn in life that I wasn't really fully, not even aware of, but capable of even like understanding. You know, I wasn't fully understanding like my impact, my decisions, how they affected my family, how they affected the people around me, even victims that I didn't even consider were my victims in my case. Like right now, I look at my children as the victims in my case. I look at my mother as a victim in my case because of the stresses that I've put her in, and the stresses that I've put my family members and the people around me in. If I was to be granted parole, I kind of want help to be to go into like a halfway house or something, so I can be less of a burden to my family and to society, so I can further gain tools so I can actually better.
Thank you so much, Pam, for the 20. It's so good to see you, Pam. Hey, Mandoo and Manduettes. Pam, you've been here since the beginning, and I always appreciate your support. You know, Sir Richard has in the live, let me just share this with you while we're here. In the research for his last crime, he they use his prison picture. Look at him smiling in this, and he had a road rage incident where he pulled out a gun and pointed at a man who he had in a little car situation with. So this is just one of his crimes. As you saw, he had a long record, longer than even maybe most. And that tattoo on his right arm, I don't know for certain. Thank you, Bingo, for subbing. To begin, tell him that I sent you. That looks like Hebrew to me. I don't know what it, but that's what it looks like. If any of you know Hebrew in the chat, let me know. On his left arm, sorry. All right, but let's go.
Better myself. in this process, because I've learned through these last years that it's
Welcome,
it's
Paul. Thank
me
you.
who has faltered in life, and it's not everyone else. I've spent years blaming everyone else for my mistakes, and it's been me that's been screwing up royally. And it's hard for me to say it out loud, but once you come to that realization, it's that first step to getting better as a human being and as a productive member of society.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, thank you for those opening comments. We do want you to be successful in the community. We have that same hope for you. I read and I wrote down one of your comments is you want to get your life together. How old are you?
I am 42.
42. So it's probably time to get your life together, right?
You're absolutely right, man.
Yeah. I'm going to just tell you right off the top what I'm very concerned about. You were before this panel or a panel in September 2022. So
that's before we were
by majority decision, so not everybody was in favor of bringing you back for this second hearing. And a couple of things they wanted you to do was to do anger management, voices, and not get any DRs. You had completed the SRG program in June 2022. You completed the Tier 2 program all for your first hearing. And to your credit, you did complete the anger management program. And I did read that you were able to talk about some of the some of the factors in your life that the anger management program will help you with in the community. What I'm very, very troubled with is that you managed to get 4 new disciplinary reports, 1 as recent as last month, 2 are for SRG violations, and 1 is for getting a new tattoo. So it's as though all that negates, this idea of putting forth this positive change. So for me, I think you're old enough to know how to live in the community productively. You had a really poor history on community supervision. You struggle with that. You have no supervision to follow this sentence, and maybe that's good in itself, right? It kind of leaves you to yourself to figure it out. And at your age, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that. But for me, the disciplinary reports, after all the programs that you've done, do not provide an indication of offender change and suitability for parole today. Am I off base with thinking that, or do you have any comment on that?
I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, and I'm not gonna be like, oh no, this is not my fault. It's absolutely my fault. You know what I mean? Okay. Yes, I did get a tattoo. I was extremely overwhelmed. My sister died. Yes, I ate it. I needed it. I wanted it because it helped me cope with this troubling times that I was dealing with. That's something that I was cherishing for me to try to cope with a very stressful situation that I was dealing with. What I am gonna say is just recently that ticket that I caught about a month ago, I was being assaulted. And if you guys do have the opportunity to review the video in that case, there was a gentleman who was, these jails are currently troubled with this K2 substance. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. And these people are like zombies here. They're drugged out fiends. This guy ran in my cell. He started assaulting me. The video clearly shows
Well, he's not wrong about that. I mean, here, let me just for those of you who are coming in, look at the person who just showed up right before him. So, I wonder, like, he's not wrong. K2 is bad, okay? I mean, this guy just showed up right before him, so yeah, he might not be lying. Where were we though? Oh, I'm not gonna be able to find it. What minute mark did I say we were just at? Oh man. Yeah, it fits right. When the Walking Dead people lived in the old prison. Gosh, let me see. Were we here?
It's that first step to getting better as a human being and as a productive member of society.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, thank you for those opening comments. We do want you to be successful in the community.
Maybe we were here.
Else,
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah, here.
No, I'm not. I'm listening, and I'm just
Oh.
saying. Okay, I'm not interrupting.
Oh no! I don't want to be rude or nothing. But yeah, I'm the one that screwed up, and I'm the one that has to own my. If I've made my bed, I gotta lie in it. You know, and I would wish for the opportunity, because I even have the mental health therapy. I got myself on medication for PTSD. I'm on propanolol twice a day.
Whoa! You can't say that.
I'm working on myself. What I'm trying to say is that I'm working on myself.
That's why I don't like doing
as
live
far
streams.
as my mental health, and I'm working on myself as far as my actions are concerned. Since the last time you guys have seen me.
Well, that's important, right? And we want you to keep working on yourself. For my review of the file, even if we take away the most recent disciplinary report, the SRG ones are a concern, right? You did that whole program, and then you have these tickets following the program. So, and then, you have a whole host of charges that you're here for today that all involve, levels of aggression and violence, and firearms. So, for me, Mr. Rodriguez, it's very difficult to find you suitable for early release. You have about 18 months left to your sentence. I'm more than happy to hear that you're addressing your mental health needs. I think that is, at the top of the list and will benefit you. And I encourage you to seek those services in the community. They are certainly available to you, whether you are on supervision or not. And maybe not being on supervision, it's your own self-motivation that has you doing that level of care. So that's good. That's just my thought on that. So Ms. Turner?
So Mr. Rodriguez, your end of sentence is March of 2026. So I encourage you to begin building a plan for yourself. I listened to the recording of the hearing that you had back in 2022, and Mr. Pohl on your panel was really clear with you that he cautioned you that if you got additional DRs, that was going to be very problematic for the next panel, because of course, it presents additional challenges. He referred to it as a burden on the parole officers who would be in charge of supervising you. You talked a lot in that hearing about your heart and your medical problems. So my concern was that you would choose to get a tattoo under unsanitary conditions, which could easily result in an infection when you have heart problems. So to me, that was really concerning decision-making for someone who, was as clear as you were at the last hearing about the challenges that you face and how worried you are about them. So, thinking back on it now with a little bit of time, the stress of losing your loved one, and you have my sympathies for the loss of a sibling, that's not easy. What would you do now with some of the new insights that you have to channel that stress such that you wouldn't have made the choice you made?
I would have taken up mental health courses before I went in that route first. It was later on after I went to RHU and met some people in RHU that I got involved with the mental health staff that actually helped me cope with the loss of my sister and my father and stuff. So,
And I know you completed anger management only recently. Did you learn any strategies for stress management?
yes.
That
yes.
program that you could have used in facing
Yes.
that kind of stressful situation? Okay.
Yes.
I hope you'll keep those in mind as you transition back out to the community. And I certainly wish you much success. Thanks for talking with me. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Ms. Chance?
I have no question, Mr. Rodriguez, only that I was one of the panel members on your previous hearing who advocated for a rehear for you. And it was just to my disappointment that, it was 2 months after the rehear that got your first SRG ticket. So I hope that you're going to, as my two colleagues said, have a really good release plan for when you're no longer incarcerated. And I'm happy to hear that you're addressing your mental health. So good luck.
Thank you.
So, by nature and circumstance for institutional adjustment and inadequate evidence of offender change?
Yeah, I had criminal history.
I'd go with criminal history. I mean, I am hearing some change from Mr. Rodriguez. He has some regrets. He has some perspective. So,
Okay, nature and circumstance, criminal history, poor institutional adjustment, sounds good. In the matter of Gary Rodriguez, 378-746, there's a motion to deny parole for the following reasons: nature and circumstance of the current offenses, criminal history, and poor institutional adjustment. Do I have a second? All those in favor? All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you have roughly 18 months to end a sentence. Hopefully, you can participate in some more programming and set yourself up to be in the community successfully. Good luck.
Thank you.
This concludes the hearing for Gary Rodriguez, 378-746. Mr. Rodriguez, you'll receive all this in writing, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Who else is surprised that they denied? I'm it is pretty amazing, right? In Louisiana, it used to be that you couldn't have a write-up within a year. If you have a write-up within a 12-month period, you can't have parole. Then they changed it to 2 years, and recently it's been updated now in Louisiana. One write-up in the past 3 years, and you are not eligible for parole. Now, frankly, I don't think that's a good law. To me, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it just, there's no context. You should give the parole board the ability to decide whether someone qualifies for parole or not. They might be doing great, and like that's too much. But in Connecticut, it doesn't make a difference. You can have 10 write-ups in the month before parole. You'll still get the parole hearing. It's we've seen people in Connecticut show up to parole hearings in handcuffs, cuffed behind their back, with leg shackles on. So it's just, the difference couldn't be any more. But I mean, you can't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him. The guy, he had a parole hearing. They said, you got to come back in 2 years to do X, Y, and Z. And he didn't. He didn't care. He doesn't care about his own freedom. Why should we? Look how long his record is. I'm going to share with you. His record is so long, it fills up the spreadsheet that Servitude has. But I'll read through the highlights. And keep in mind that in Connecticut, they only share 10 years of records. So it basically starts at the 10-year date. And look how long this goes. Sale of a controlled substance. And you'll see the gimmick of sentencing, which is nothing short of a gimmick, right? Sentence is 7 years, suspended after 3, probation 3. He's arrested again 4 months later for violation of a protection order. And the judge sentenced him to 5 years, suspended after 3. The first question that I ask is, if he has a 7-year sentence suspended, how is he not, why are they not, why is he not serving that time? Then 3/17/2015, he gets a 3-month jail sentence for larceny 6. 1/30/2015, possession of 4 ounces or less of marijuana. He sentenced to 5 years, suspended after 3. So again, how much time does he owe the courts at this point? I've lost track, but 20 years? But he's still getting suspended sentences. I can never understand this. Violation of probation on 1/22/2020, probation revoked, sentence 2 years jail. I mean, I'd be like, great. I mean, I owe the court how many? So we go on though. 8/28/2014, sentenced to 1 year, suspended, probation 3 years. This was for assault, 3rd degree. 12/11/2015, assault, 3rd degree. Sentenced to unconditional discharge. At this point, he owes, I don't know, like a life sentence or 2. Unconditional discharge. Arrested on 1/6/2018, unlawful restraint, 2nd degree. 6/22/2018, interference with an officer. Sentenced to 1 year jail, suspended after 60 days. I mean, it's a joke. The whole thing's a gimmick. Arrested 6/22/2018 for assault, 3rd degree. 1 year jail, but suspended after 60 days again. Criminal possession of a firearm. This is the time that he pulled the gun out in a road rage incident. Sentenced to 2 years jail. Illegal possession of a weapon in a motor vehicle, 2 years jail. Threatening, 2nd degree, 1 year's jail. But I don't know, the dates are a little out because here, this was 2 months before that. 5/14/2019, possession with intent to distribute, sentence 7 years. I mean, none of it makes sense, right? Like, I mean, it's just, it's like they tack on sentences, but it's like all like a kind of like a gimmick. Like, it's like, oh, here's 5, here's 7, here's suspended, here's this, here's that. Don't worry about it. Everything will be okay. All right, y'all. I don't often do live chats, but it's fun doing them with you. Thank you so much. We have a few options that we can do here. We can just call it. We can just chat. We can call it a night, or we can do like one. We could just pick a random hearing from the spreadsheet that looks interesting to you, and we can finish with that. But certainly, I kind of want to. It's getting a little late because I just won't know how long these hearings are. Brecken from Michigan, thank you for offering to do the editing and for all of that. The problem is I don't have a budget for this stuff, and Sir Richard, Lady Holly, the mods, everybody is doing this on a volunteer basis, so I can't, but I appreciate you offering. But it's something that we do. One more, please. We're seeing votes for one more. You're welcome, Happen, and thank you all for. Let me give another shout out again. CWS for the 10 memberships. Zippity joining. J Dean for the £5. Elix with the 30 memberships. Jenny Green joining as a member, and Pam Ronning with the generous $20 bills. Playing a random. Okay, so let's go look at a random. By the way, I had a choice. It was interesting. I had a choice. So I play ice hockey, and I play goalie. Yeah, buddy, 15 months in Mandoo 2. And we'll go through the spreadsheet. We'll pick something. What's up, Dread? Sorry if I haven't responded to recent comments. I've been a little out of it. And I had a choice to play hockey or do the live stream. And I said, because my wife and kids are with the in-laws, the outlaws. So I have I have time to do whatever I want. And I chose the live stream over being with you guys. I'm over playing hockey. It was a tough choice because I really like to play, but I don't get to do live streams often. So I'm happy that Elix for 17 months. How time flies. New viewer from Bigham. Well, welcome, Laura Lee. I love us our Bigham radars. Did I say radars? Raiders. So also one more shout out for CT. If you guys follow, this is a great X account, and he wrote us free code that helps us keep track of hearings. So he's a big help to us. Please give him a follow on his X. Tell him that Mandoo sent you. He's just been such a great help. He literally wrote code to help the channel. Par Nielsen, 10 months. Christina Do, you can go. Mom Christina Do, CWS, 12 months. For those of you who don't know, Christina Do, who is a mod of this channel, has a nonverbal autistic son, the cutest little guy. And as you can imagine, that is a difficult thing to do as a mom, and call her super mom. Because that's what she is, and super mod. So thank you, Christina Do, for your service. Okay, so let's go. So here's our spreadsheet. See, these are from, it's a little bit of older dates, but anything that's not highlighted green we didn't cover. I think we can just, this one's interesting because I haven't covered any parole hearings from this docket. So I think I'll cover one of these. So we can just pull it up like this. Let's see. And then we pick Utah. You guys want to cover one from Utah? I haven't done Utah in a long time. But yeah, it's been a long time. But I think we need to cover one that kind of fits in our timeline. Let's see. What I want to do is make sure that we have enough. So this is 255. So this is enough. This is about 20 minutes. So this would be a good timing.
426737.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Denzel Brown, 426737. He is serving a sentence of 10 years, executed suspended after serving 30 months, followed by 5 years probation for criminal possession of a firearm, carrying a pistol without a permit, and possession with intent to sell or dispense a narcotic.
Welcome, Brittany.
As of today, records reflect the parole eligibility date of April 13, 2025. There is no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for the offender. It has been reviewed and shows he's currently participating in Tier 2 with an anticipated completion date of November 29, 2024, and he's also enrolled in college. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender's overall score falls within the high range of risk for recidivism. Mr. Brown, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
Thank y'all for this opportunity. Thank y'all for this opportunity. I take all responsibility of my actions and the reason I am here. I feel like I should be granted parole cause the way when I first came in, I really ain't know no better, and I was making bad choices, bad decisions. And when I came here, I started to realize everything that I did in the past. Everything I did in the past, I messed up, and I was hurting. I wasn't just hurting myself, but I was hurting my family. I was hurting my family, my daughter, and everybody that cared for me, my whole support system. even the community. And right now I am in tier 2. I'm in tier 2, learning about learning about taking off the mask and the mask that we do live in, and that it's like, and that the mask that we live in, that it's okay to take it off as men, because as men we don't know how to really express, and we grow up to know like we gotta keep stuff in and we gotta like do stuff on our own, but it's really not about that. It's about learning how to seek help when we need it, and when help is provided to us, don't just deny it, and to stay positive. And right now I am in college. Trying to do positive things and trying to get my financial accounting degree and my global business degree, so I could do more with myself and not just keep on doing all the negative and keep on going back to the past, trying to move forward with my life and trying to have a new beginning.
All right, Mr. Brown. Oh, go ahead.
I know I can't fix or change what I did in the past, but like for future reference, I'm trying to like be a better man and do better.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna ask you some questions, okay?
All right.
When we're done, we'll deliberate and give you our decision. Did you know you were coming here today?
Yes.
Did you think about writing a statement, writing some things down?
Yeah, I actually got it in my pocket, but I decided to like try to go from the heart and try to just go off top.
Got it. You seem a little nervous though. Are you nervous?
Yeah, I've been waiting I've been up all day waiting, so yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll start with my colleague, Mr. Szyzowskis.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning.
Yeah, so we've read through your case and all of the documents related to that. So happy to hear your opening statement and some of the things that you said about change and what you're working on and what you want to be in the future. So those are all good things, and that was a good start to express those ideas that you're having and that you're in the process of getting to where you want to go. So I just have some questions about the incident, and I have to like kind of rectify some of the things that you've said in the interview with the parole officer. So I'm going to go through that. In the interview, you said that you were in the wrong place at the wrong time and you did not have a gun. That's what you said in the interview. In the police report, though, it's very different. It's a very different story. Okay, so they said that they saw it in your waistband and it fell out. These are, it was a task force of all different law enforcement people. You probably saw them there that day. Do you remember that incident?
Yes, I remember.
Okay. You were with a group of people, but they're clear, and I read the report, that you had the gun in your waistband and it fell out when they took you off the ground, and that there were drugs in your pockets. Can you talk about what happened that day?
That day, when I was outside the building, everybody was basically going to the building, and I was actually nervous when I did the interview with Miss Logan.
Okay.
But the gun was on my waistband, but it did not fall. They told us to get down, and when I got down, I hit the ground. They came directly to me, and he took it off my waistband. It didn't fall or nothing.
Okay,
So,
well that story sounds much more like what the police report sounds like. They were concerned when they saw you with the group of people that you were looking around, and it made them uncomfortable, and they were concerned that out of all the people there, that you might have been the person that they had to address first. So that it does match the police report what you're stating. So the gun was in your waistband. They were really concerned. They came straight to you first after they put everyone on the ground.
Yeah, they thought I was involved. They thought I was involved in something I wasn't. But everything else like everything else I had on me, it was on me. They thought I was involved in something I wasn't. And
so the drugs were your. Go ahead.
Yes, the drugs was mine. The gun was mine. but they snatched me up because they thought I was involved in the shooting.
I understand that. I read through that, and I read how they came about, to you, because there was something that happened in the neighborhood, and they started swarming and trying to figure out what was going on. And
Yes.
you got caught up in it. So I get that, but you did have the gun. Why did you have the gun and the drugs?
I choose to have it. I choose to have it. In the neighborhood that I did live in, it was a bad neighborhood, and I needed to protect myself at all times when I was around there. So I didn't really know who to trust or where to go. So I kept it on because it was for my safety and for my safe being.
But you have no training in firearms. You have no pistol permit. You can understand how that could make it less safe in your community, right? Someone carrying a gun that isn't authorized to do so, and also you've had no training with that. Any kind of situation could have occurred, and something bad could have happened. Now, could you not find a job? Like, what was the situation? You were selling drugs on the street with a gun, and why were you not working?
I was trying to look for a job, but like certain jobs that was easy to get, like Amazon, UPS, and like FedEx, and like other certain warehouse jobs, they wasn't accepting me because of my background. But when I had got arrested and I had came off on bond, I started to look for more jobs still. I gave up at that time, but then I started over and I started to like move on, and I actually ended up getting a job from Splash. That went from Splash to Party City. No, I went to Splash. Then I went to Splash to Lake Quasi to Lake Quasi. Then I went to Lake Quasi to Party City, and Party City to Restaurant Depot. So I actually had 4 or 5 jobs when I was out on bond, and it motivated me to keep going. And I have separated myself from the crowd that I chose to be at, and I separated myself from everything that was getting me in trouble since then. So I was trying to better myself before I came here, and then when I came here, I was actually doing more better than what I was from before.
Okay. How long was it between, just guess, how long was it between the time you were out on bond before you were incarcerated?
3 years.
You were out for 3 years?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I got arrested in 2020. I came out 2 weeks after, and I was out ever since. And they called me while I was working around December 2023, and they told me that they had a final offer for me, and I told them I'll take it.
Okay. And so you didn't pick up any new cases in that 3 years you were out?
No, sir.
Okay. I know finding a job is not going to be easy for you, but as you can see, you were able to manage that. You're going to have to do extra work probably to find those positions, but it's not impossible. And you mentioned giving up on that. There's no reason to. There are other people that we see here that are able to find work. It's definitely going to be harder for you, and you're going to, those are the consequences, unfortunately, of what happened. But you can find work. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's something else that's concerning about a lot of some of the things you told the parole officer, and I don't know if someone told you to say this or whatever. You seem to be very honest with me today, and clearing up some of these things. And you told them during an interview that you're using heroin, and that at the time of your arrest, and a crackhead told you about heroin, but you had crack and heroin packets for sale. So, was it in your pocket for sale, or are you still contending that you were?
I'm just going to jump in to say this is obviously for educational purposes only, and this isn't a gimmick. This is YouTube will flag these parole hearings when they're talking about this, and they'll say illicit drug use, and it drives me nuts. So maybe me saying this is for, I don't know. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it won't. Who knows?
Using heroin at that time. What it says by injection, that's what it says on the paperwork.
It was in my, it was in my pocket for sale. It was.
Oh, he's
All right, so you have not had a heroin addiction. Okay, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, because there are different services that a person that has an opiate addiction that you might need. You know what I'm saying? It's a very serious problem that people have, which, I mean, you were selling that to people, and I mean, that doesn't help, poisoning the community. But sometimes people come in front of us and then someone tells them, oh, just tell them that you're a drug addict, whatever. And I'm not getting that sense from you, but I want you to be honest, you know what I mean? And just tell us if that's an issue for you, then we need to know, so we can make sure you have the right resources. But so you're saying today that you were not a heroin addict?
No, sir. I'm not. I realized how it was impacting my own community too, so that I am sorry for having the gun on me and having drugs on me while I was going through what I was going through in 2020. I take full responsibility of everything that I did and was doing, and I just want to change. Want to have a better future, be a better man.
I mean, those are the right things, sir, that you need to be really thinking about. Regardless of what happens today, you just need to be positive and keep thinking those things and saying those things, going to programs and all of that. You sound like you're on the right path. I have a note here that you were on parole when you were arrested. Were you at the end of your parole?
TS, yeah.
I was on TS.
Okay. And you've had trouble completing community supervision in the past. So what's your plan like when you get out to be able to abide by all those rules and, complete successfully without being violated again and coming back in? Do you have a plan for that?
Yes, I do. I'm gonna get my job back, because my job told me they were waiting for me to get back to them. Just let them know if I needed anything from them. And then when I get out, to go straight there. I'm gonna do community service. I'm gonna go back to my AIC group that I was in, and I'm gonna pursue my college. I'm gonna pursue going to college and staying out the way and staying with my family and with my support system.
Okay, so I heard earlier too, you mentioned college just a couple of times. Are you taking classes right now?
Yes, sir. I can't hear you.
What college classes are you taking?
Right now, I'm going there for financial accounting and global businesses, but I'm starting at they started me at English 1010 and math.
Okay, so yeah, those are the prerequisites. You're going to have to take those basic classes before they start putting you in those advanced classes where you want to learn about financial accounting. So, and you want to keep doing that when you get out?
Yes, sir.
Have you researched that? College is near where you want to be?
Yes, sir. They got a community college in Bridgeport called Houston. They got a couple. They got a college in New Haven, and they also got another one. I forgot off the top of my head where, but it's another one in Connecticut that I'm interested in.
Okay. So do you have a tablet and you're able to research those things?
I have a tablet, but those things I cannot research. I'll have to ask the teachers.
Okay. Okay. I read there was a support letter from your girlfriend, right? She lives in North Carolina.
Yes.
Right. So are you intending to stay in Connecticut, or are you planning to move to North Carolina? Can you tell me what that's going to be like when you get out?
Yeah, at the moment, I was going to stay in Connecticut to work for a little bit, but then I was going to get everything transferred to North Carolina, so I could move out there and be with her and my daughter.
All right. I mean, you know, finding a job in North Carolina may be different than finding a job here, you know, so you're going to have to think about that before you decide to do something like that, and make sure that there's some kind of stable situation for you there, so you don't slip back into the behaviors from before, you know. Do you know the town that she lives in? Are you familiar with that area? Have you been there before?
Yeah, I've been there once or twice. It's called Greenboro. Greenboro. It's a nice little town. Quiet.
Okay, good. There are drugs everywhere, though. You know that, right? So
Yes, sir.
you could find trouble anywhere, you know. You know, I read a couple of times too that you wanted to seek treatment for anger issues when you get out. I didn't see that anger management on your OAP. You haven't taken anger management there, right?
No, it's not on my OAP.
Why do you feel like you need to take anger program when you get out?
Because as I was young, I used to have a temper, but me growing up, when I was on probation, they used to put me on certain groups, and they used to tell me how to like go about certain things, or like do things a certain way, or like ways to like control myself, and way to like basically better myself and do what I gotta do to stay positive and not be mad at the world or mad at myself. I used to have like trouble understanding a lot.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm glad you're able to identify you know, the issues and the concerns that you have, and you know what I mean. Now you're working toward addressing all those things, and I appreciate your honesty today, clarifying some of those things that I read in the interview with the parole officer didn't make sense to me. So I was glad we were able to get to the bottom of those. Those are all the questions I have for you. I'm going to pass that to my colleagues. Thank you for answering my questions, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay. So, Mr. Brown, you have this new disciplinary ticket from October. What, October 15th, it's a couple of weeks ago, last week.
Yes.
What was up with that?
It was a misunderstanding from the informant they had gave me. They gave me loss of phone, loss of rec, and loss of commissary. And I didn't really know when my time had started with the loss of phone, loss of rec, with the loss of phone. So I hopped on the phone before I had signed the ticket because they ain't give it to me yet. They ain't informed me that I had a ticket at the time. So when I went on the phone, they basically wrote me a ticket afterwards for being on the phone. I had called an informal for grabbing something from somebody's cube and hopping out. It was a misunderstanding though, cause I ain't mean to step in it, but like at the moment I stepped in real quick and then like stepped out. And when me and Sia was telling me about it, I was telling him that I ain't stepping in the queue, but I had asked the person out that I had borrowed something from, and he told me like I stepped in the queue. So I accepted the consequence. And when they gave me the ticket, I had accepted it. And they told me that even though I ain't signed for it yet, I wasn't supposed to hop on the phone because my informant basically already had started before I even knew it. So
Right. All right. What did you learn from all that?
Just I learned from all that. Like I just gotta be careful with what I do and how I move. And I gotta stay disciplined, and I gotta stay where I reside.
Excellent. Yeah. I'm gonna hone in on you need to stay disciplined, right? You need to follow the rules, whether you're in the facility or in the community. Right, you managed to have that job for over a year at Restaurant Depot. I'm sure there were rules and regulations, what time you had to be there, when you could take lunch, what you could or couldn't do, how you did things there. So it's all about following the rules. How do you think you did while you were out on bond?
I did good. I completed my when I was out on bond, I completed my 3 years probation. I did AIC. I completed my 3 year probation. I did AIC. I had more than 3 jobs. I had more than 3 jobs. I went to all the program that my probation officer wanted me to go to. I did. I was trying to help everybody the best way I could.
That sounds like you were really motivated, making positive things happen for yourself. Why do you think it took getting arrested again to see how important all that was? Or maybe how easy all that was?
I see how much I was hurting my mom, and I basically got tired of it. I was hurting my mom, I was hurting myself, and me not being there for the people I love, it really put an impact on me because I know how tired it is just to be in the know, and how tired it is just to take care of me, and how much money they got put just to make sure I'm good in here, and they shouldn't have to go through that.
Girlfriend's a single parent. No, you have no contact with your daughter. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. All right, Mr. Brown, thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Brown, who shot Damien?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there at that crime scene.
Do you know why they shot him?
No.
So listen, Mr. Brown, you're still young. We happen to know from research and science that your brain is still developing. You have a long way to go. You know, you still have a lot of maturing to do, and you're going to need help. But the only advice I can offer you is keep doing programs and keep educating yourself, because that's the way to your future.
Thank you.
Give us a few minutes to talk about your case, and we'll get back to you shortly with our decision. Mr. Cesar, did we start with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I was surprised based on what I read.
Yeah.
And when he started to speak and was coming clean and able to clarify some of the statements that he made to the parole officer. And I do see some change beginning. He's still in some programs now.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised at his age, at the level of maturity that we hear from him, that we don't hear from people that are much older than him.
Yeah.
So I think he's headed in the right direction. And it's a work in progress. I don't think he's ready yet because he's still in tier 2. And
So if he's not eligible for parole
of 2026. And you know, he does not have anger management listed on any of his OAP, but he's expressing a need for that, you know, and willingness to participate in that program. So, you know, I'd be willing to you know, hear him again later and let him continue to work on these things based on the things that he said today. So that's where I'm at.
Ms. Palmieri.
So I agree with everything like my colleague said. I do think that Mr. Brown could probably finish tier 2 prior to his parole eligibility date.
Mm-hmm.
And he sounds like he's very motivated and he can do that. I feel I get a better sense of his motivation based on how he did out on bond. Yeah. I think it sounds like he really had a light bulb go off. Mm-hmm. He had done pretty well, except for recently he had disciplinary report since he's been in. But I wanted him to be able to articulate what he learned from that, and I thought he did. And I agree that he sounds mature. Why would he get to this expression for it?
Yeah, my guess is a lot of it's had to do with being 18 years old and hanging out with the wrong. I mean, look at the list of co-defendants. Mm-hmm. Hanging out in the streets when he should have been going to school, right? And he did have a job, but in fact, I think he has matured. If this isn't a lesson and a wake-up call, then I don't know what is, because, you know,
this is his longest incarceration. So, I think he could probably benefit from some more programming in the community. He will finish tier 2 prior to his eligibility date in April, and hopefully get a little further with schooling, but he'd have to continue with his schooling on the outside anyway. So I would be in favor of voting him to parole as well.
And if you're both confident that he can complete tier 2 before this, I would also.
Yeah, he's done next month.
Okay, so I mean, given the time between now and his eligibility date, I would also support that.
Okay. All right. Mr. Sazowski, what do we have for condition?
I have a halfway house if needed.
He's going to his mom, isn't he? Did we talk to his mom?
Well, I haven't confirmed.
I think it is confirmed.
So that he can go with his mom.
Yes. Okay.
And the only other thing, that I have on here is anger management, because he's expressing a need for that area.
I think he could get that on his own. I don't know that I would stip it, because then if he misses a class or whatever, it could be used against him. But I have a list of co-defendants here, and I do have a general no contact with GM.
Yes.
I have to say. All right. Okay, in the matter of Denzel Brown, inmate number 426737, I'll move to grant parole effective April 13th, 2025, with the following additional conditions. You're to have no contact with initials DM. He's the victim of the shooting. That's a general no contact, because he was not charged with the crime. No contact with your co-defendants, Yusuf Muhammad, Sean File, Darius Jackson, Steve Phantom, or Clarence St. Fleur. I might have messed up some names. You know who all those people are?
Yes.
Stay away from them. All right. Okay. Did I miss anything? Anything else? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, thank y'all for this opportunity.
All right. Keep working
I'm
on yourself, okay? Keep working on yourself. It's going to be hard work. We want you to be successful. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all.
This concludes the parole hearing for Denzel Brown, 426737. You get all your paperwork next week, Mr. Brown. You're all set.
All right, thank you.
Wow.
I believe this is, can you mute us for a second? Yes.
Thank you.
We almost got a hot mic. So I just did check the records. He is out. He's still out. So good for him. If he does come back, he will show up in the return of playlist as a revocation. But I don't know. I liked him. I saw in the chat that a lot of people, but I thought that he was being genuine. He's not as young as he looks. It's a little misleading. He's born in 2001. So at the time of this hearing, he was 23 years old. He has a child, right? But I thought that he was being, he was being honest. Like, you saw him struggling with it, but I thought that he was being transparent. And like the Connecticut Parole Board said, he's a lot more mature than people who we see twice his age, which isn't saying anything, but at the same time, it is saying something. But what's interesting? It almost feels like you get different, like cultures in the parole hearings that we cover. In Louisiana, it's a whole different thing, right? It's like even the most hardened, brutal criminals, for the most part, are they have that like Southern charm, and they're kinder, and they not kinder, but they'll say yes, ma'am, yes, sir, right? And they would never dare speak out. You have it every once in a while, but in Connecticut, it's like the East Coast thing. It's like, Boston and New York, and they're just rough around the edges, and even the COs don't show any respect to the parole board. They kind of yell at the parole board. And it's like it's just a whole different culture. Utah, see, like Iowa, it's different. I don't know. I guess when we think about each state, but I don't know. I thought this guy was respectful. Thank you, Carol Dew. I see you, Griggs. What's up, Griggs? Welcome. Better late than never. But yeah, I think that who's this guy? I am Mandoo. Anyways, so I don't know. What else? What else is there to say? I think that this was good, and actually the timing came out quite well. We got 4 hearings in. 3 were denials, but they're going to come back. So we are going to cover the 3 prior hearings again. And when they come back, it'll be in the return of playlist. It's my favorite playlist. If you haven't seen it, make sure to go check it out. I guess a couple of final things. I'll say thank you again, CWS, for the 10 gifted memberships. Zippity Zappity, welcome to the club. J. Dean with the £5. Elix with the 30 memberships. Jenny as the new member. Pam, thank you for the 20. We have, yeah, buddy Jesse, a member for 15 months. Brecken from Michigan joined as a member. Welcome. Elix for 17 months. Our Frenchie Nielsen for 10 months, and CWS for 12 months. So good to see all of y'all. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't say, look, well, here's the thing, children, right? Is that, remember, I have this huge spreadsheet of all these hearings. You see this? All of these, so many. And I often will select very specific hearings. I'm nitpicking them. I'm cherry picking them based off of the research that Sir Richard and Lady Holly do, right? So this one was a random hearing. I just picked it out of the, in live while it was going, but I might not have played this hearing if it wasn't a live stream. So I think that context is helpful. I'm pulling hearings that I think shows a miscarriage of justice. Where and I'm calling it out. Like, that's part of the mission of the channel, is to point out when something so, I think that the majority of us watching it are just dumbfounded, angered, shocked, and instead of it being lost in, for no one to see, it's played on this channel. So I think that's also why you'll sometimes, and then I also play some hearings where I'll get angry at the parole board, or I'll get angry at the system for giving too long of a sentence. But I'm usually not just going to be complacent with the hearing, because I'm not picking those hearings, right? That I think hopefully is some context. But I think that they did a good job on that last one. I thought he was respectful. He applied himself. He served a decent amount of time. It's not like the guy who was before him who had a bajillion felonies in his jacket. If they would have denied him, I think I'd be more upset at the parole board. It's like, come on, like he's doing what he had to do. And I thought it was sweet what he said. He said, man, I'm just really letting my mom down. Sometimes that's what it is. Yeah, I hope he takes advantage too. I hope so. You see chomos that get just a fraction of the time he even got. Now, apparently, it seemed they asked him, do you know who shot him? So he must have been involved in a shooting where someone got hit, and that's maybe why he got more time. He didn't, he never sang like a canary, so to speak, and maybe that's why he even got the time he got. I don't know. Yeah, I agree, Deputy. So, and also, if you're on X, give CT Police Live a follow and tell him I sent you. He also has a website. It's really cool what he does. He does like live streaming of police scanners, which is something that I happen to like. I have a police scanner app. I just dropped the link in there. Shouting him out again because he has written us code that helps me with these recordings. Is really cool. He did it just because he's a community member that wants to help. Thank you, Alex, for asking. Mamadou's foot is back. She is healed. It's still a little bit interesting. It's like swells a little bit sometimes, but she doesn't feel any pain. I can hear you eating, Mandoo. I just got to hats or wine. You're eating. No way. You could hear me eating even though I was on the small screen? You guys were able to hear me? I thought I was let me see. Can you hear this? No way. Oh, you guys can hear me. I didn't know they delay it 30 minutes, Greg's. Oh my god, I didn't know you guys could hear me. I hope I didn't say anything. That's embarrassing. Yeah, I did, I don't know if I crushed a can. Yeah, I crushed a bottle. I was eating nuts and carrots. Oh gosh. I thought that it puts me on mute. Hey guys, if I said anything embarrassing, let me know so I can delete the stream. Oh no. Okay. That's always, you know, like how we have those dreams. Thank you, 74, for the reassurance, where you're like in school without your pants on. So, my nightmare for doing these YouTube things is that I'll leave something in my stream that will just, will just be so embarrassing because it can happen. You do hours. I don't re-listen to my stuff unless I'm watching it on a premiere with you guys. But I don't listen to it a second time before I ship it. The reason I thank you, Alex. But the reason I don't do that is because you'll never get anything done. We are our worst critics. So if I were to listen to myself, I'd be like, oh, I don't like that. I don't. So I just do it and I upload it. Now, of course, there might be something that I upload that I don't realize I uploaded, and well, that would be embarrassing. But I guess not as embarrassing as the CEO and his HR person caught on the Megatron. Everyone is amazed by this, and of course, what's insane? It's like, how can you risk it all? She's your head of HR. It's like, why? It's just like, why? Like, I think that's what nobody can understand, which is you have everything to lose, and like, why? It's just so insane. Yeah. Half of your 401ks out of the demonstrating words from the bonus hearings. Don't forget. Take out the right. Thank you, J. Dean. I don't. So that's the thing. I have to. No. I'm done. We're done. It's 9:12 p.m. Eastern time, and yeah, the Coldplay concert. I mean, I guess that's what you get for going to a Coldplay concert. But we're gonna wrap it up. But yeah, it's been fun. I like doing live streams. Thank you for all the support. It really is great. I don't know if I can really edit it out, JD, and that's the problem. It's like I have to take down the whole stream. Yeah, I agree. If they just stood there, no one would have figured it out. It was because they ducked, of course. So yeah, I will call it a night, guys. Thank you so much for everything. And again, make sure to check out the Return of playlist. And with that, I'll let you go.